Hey there, comic book fans. I'm back again this week with some new comic books and a Jack Kirby shirt I've got on today. It's funny, I was just glancing down at these and I realized I got 6 new comics this week, so it was a pretty big week for me. I realized I haven't even looked at these when I was in the store. I was so busy chatting away, talking about everything comic, and I actually watched Infinity Wars for the first time and enjoyed it. See, our first comic of the week is Snot Girl. Haven't seen an issue of this in a while. I always call this one the comic I'm surprised I like because it's a comic about a fashion blogger done in this, I don't know what style you'd call this drawing. And it's all about tweets and follows and going in, and it's a very strange, comedic, and actually very touching story. So I'm not sure what you'd call this art style. I guess it would be manga Japanese related. Everybody's got big eyes. But who does it? Brian Lee O'Malley and Leslie Hung. Brian Lee O'Malley is the that Scott Pilgrim guy, who I've never read the Scott Pilgrim books. One day I'm going to have to check him out because I like his writing on these a whole lot. But there you go, Snot Girl number 11. Haven't seen one of those in a while. Let's see, what's next after Snot Girl? Comes Paper Girls. Look at that, it's our girls double feature. Snot Girls and Paper Girls. Paper Girls is much more sci-fi-y. It's Brian K. Vaughan and Cliff Chang. And I wonder if this is, they do these things with a poster. They've been doing this since the beginning, where you can, I don't know anybody, if you look at this back cover page, there's that, and there's this one. So those two continue. Let's see if we can get a shot of them together. And you can pull out these pages, there we go, and put together 6 of them and make a poster. I don't know anyone who does. I wonder if anyone's actually, I've never seen anyone, tear them out and hold up a poster on YouTube or anything. So I don't know if anyone's ever actually done that with an issue of Paper Girls. But you can put together your own poster by tearing apart your comics. Sci-fi comic, time travel, 4 Paper Girls from the 1980s. I don't even know how to describe this. All you have to do is put time travel in it, and how do you describe it? That's the only description we got, time travel. Next we go. Xander Cannon's Kaiju Max, Season 4, Issue 2. Issue 1 came out a while ago. This must be late. So our story, Kaiju Max, refers to giant monsters in prison. So this is the story about giant monsters who have broken the law and are in prison. Season 2 was the first season I read, and that was about giant monsters on parole. Season 3 was about giant monsters in prison, and now Season 4 is about giant monsters in prison, except the twist in this one is one of the guards, and the guards are humans in giant robots. And one of the guards got thrown into prison, except she's stuck, for whatever reason, in her giant robot. So she had to go to giant monster prison. So there's one human in with them, and there's, monster gangs and monsters running drugs, and the drugs are like nuclear waste from humans. But it's wraparound cover. But it's kind of one of the most, it's a drama. So it's kind of one of the most human drama books out there, and it's giant monsters. Isn't that interesting? Next we've got The Walking Dead, issue 183. What's the name of this one? And Michonne Without Her Sword. I guess we're into some, one-part stories. Michonne got left behind in this giant. They found a new civilization near them. Michonne found her daughter alive there and is hanging out with them, like some monsters. So it's gotten all political the last couple issues, and I assume this one's going to be all political too. But I enjoy The Walking Dead. There's not a whole lot of zombie fighting in it anymore these days, but I'm okay with that because, I was never a huge zombie fan. Matter of fact, this is one of those books I picked up despite not being a zombie fan all the way back in the beginning. But, it's not much to say about The Walking Dead except it continues. Some people still read it, some people don't. Then we've got Thief of Thieves. What issue is this? 40. Who's writing this now? Brett Lewis is writing it, and Sean Martinborough is on the art. And it's had a few different writers over its 40 issues. This is the last story arc. There weren't any issues of this out for like 18 months. Now they're wrapping it up with a final story arc, and the Sean Martinborough art is really the highlight for me. I think he's an excellent storyteller. He does a great job with just the storytelling. Just his panel to panel stuff is great. His drawing is good too. It's got all nice characters. It's about Redmond is the lead character, and he's the thief of thieves who, in the beginning, was all about him being dragged back in for one more job, as every thief story is about, and the FBI chasing him. But this the last story arc ended with him getting in trouble with the Russian oligarch criminals, really big stuff, and they threw him into a Russian prison, and that was really bad. But he somehow managed to get out of that, and now he either wants revenge or to just disappear. We'll see which one wins out. And the final comic for this week is David Lapham's Stray Bullets, Sunshine and Roses, issue number 38. This pretty soon this is going to pass the original Stray Bullets Volume 1 in numbers. Looks like we got an Amy Racecar story. That's her. That's the sort of, the sort of weird, occasionally we get Amy Racecar is sort of the mother figure for the lead character, and they have these kind of fantasy stories every so, there's our 3 lead characters as children. That's what Orson, Beth, and Monster right there. And these are, in the regular book, they're criminals or criminal adjacent. And these Amy Racecar stories that pop up occasionally, they're some sort of strange metaphors for the regular stories where they got sci-fi. It can just go in any crazy direction you want. So so buy yourself some stray bullets. Here's an interesting story from the comic shop. One of the reasons I didn't even look at my comics because I was busy chatting. I usually go in there and either Roy or John or Dave are there. It was John tonight, and we talk. I talk comics and football with him. My friend Rob shows up every week. That's who I meet at the comic shop. So we're talking comics and movies and whatever with him. And we also talk to whoever happens to pop into the comic shop that day. And who popped in this day, I have no idea what the guy's name is. It may have been the first time I seen him. But he was checking on... he ordered a case, I think it was, because he wanted to try to get some 9.8s of the Venom Annual that's coming out. I think it's coming out the 18th, he found out. So he ordered a case of the Venom Annual for them. And the reason he ordered the case, besides wanting to send them in to get 9.8s, was because Gabriel Dell'Otto did the art on one of the variant covers, and he bought the original art. So he just said he's been working on a deal with Gabriel Dell'Otto for a while now, and it's an oil painting of Venom. I look up the cover of Venom Annual. I think it's number 2. It comes out this month. So it's the Venom Annual that's coming out this month. Gabriel Dell'Otto painted cover, and he bought the original art to it. I thought that was so cool. He showed us on his phone a picture of the original art. I'd say I was pretty impressed. I don't think I've ever met someone in the comic shop before who bought a current piece of original art like that. I thought that was pretty cool. Now let me show you some of my original art. I'll show you the piece that's behind me, which is another one of my large marker drawings. This is a crazy clown face that I did. And I actually just put this one up for sale, too, on my Etsy page. I'll leave the link down below if you want to go look at it. But this is India ink and some Copic marker. And I actually did a small drawing of this years ago. I was looking it up because I was writing a blog piece about it. It hasn't posted yet, but it'll be on radiantcomics.com. And I originally drew this small, about 3x5, in 2002. Then I redrew it about 5x7 in like 2012. And then I just recently was like, I want to make that into a big, scary-faced drawing, since I've been doing these big ink drawings lately. So it's funny, this you know, what is it, 16-year-old drawing's got a new original drawing I've now redone, and I how to do new things. It's not exactly the same drawing, because it's the same basic drawing, but since it's bigger, I had to add, I added more stuff to the face. That's what I do, but look it up on my Etsy. I'm going to be putting up a bunch of stuff up for sale on my Etsy, because why not? Even if no one ever buys them, you gotta try. But anyway, there's a nice scary clown face for you, and you guys have a good week out there.